First of all, how do we lay on the board? Now, to get yourself into the right spot on the board, a good idea, a good indicator, if you've got a nice board like this, is to make sure that your toes are over the back of the tail. So for me, when I lay down on this board, if you have a look, check out where my toes are there, I can definitely feel the back of the board. Whereas on the other hand, if I was to lay on the board too far up the front, let's say up here, and I go for a wave from up here, what's going to happen is the nose of the board's going to go straight under the water, and I'm going to do a nose dive, which is no good. Funny for everyone else, but not so much for me. So make sure toes on the tail of the board, just over the back of the board. Now when we lay on the board, you want to make sure your body is nice and straight. So straight down the middle is how we position ourselves on the board. Right facing you. Straight down the center, toes are over the tail, and arching my back, lifting my shoulders so that my head's off the board. I can see what's coming when a wave comes. I can look around and I can get a nice big arm stroke to paddle. Okay, if I tend to have my shoulders down, then my paddling is going to be really restricted to small little paddles. So keep your shoulders up and nice, really big strokes. Really getting your hands into the water, slightly cupping your hands, and just really big strokes as you paddle. You can look over your shoulder, see the waves coming. When we're paddling out through the waves, if a small wave is coming in towards the beach, what I could do is what we call an Eskimo roll. So, or push up actually, for the smaller waves, probably even easier. So let's say it's a little wave to begin with. What I do is keep paddling right up till the wave hits the front of the board. As the board hits the front, I just push up, allowing the wave to pass over the board underneath my chest, lie back down and keep paddling. So nice big strokes there. If it was a bigger wave, say that I push up and the wave's still too high, it's going to hit me in the face. What I do is slide my hands up the front of the board and do what we call the Eskimo roll. So I'd roll the board over so that I'm underneath the water. And from here, I could feel the wave slide over the bottom of the board. Once the wave's passed, bring one hand down the board, flip the board back over and pull myself back on. Now it looks a bit scary, that one, to begin with, but it's a great way just to hold your ground. All it's really about is getting out, flipping over so that you hold your ground when the wave hits you. If you just lay there and let the wave hit you, it's going to wash you back a few meters, and then you've just got to paddle that distance again. The next wave will probably hit you, wash you back again, and you just get washed in and out till you're too tired to paddle anymore. So it's to hold your ground. Most important thing is to hold your board up the front and make sure you're fully upside down before the wave hits you. So if you're only halfway over and the wave hits, it's going to wash you back, so it was pointless doing the Eskimo roll. So make sure you're completely upside down. Now, you've probably heard of a duck dive, or if you have heard of a duck dive, now that's when you sink the board underneath the wave to get through it. But with a big board like this, it's just too buoyant. I can't possibly sink it with my body weight, so I'd stick to the push-up and the Eskimo roll. If it was the absolute last resort, a really big wave's going to break right on me, I can make sure there's no one behind me as I'm paddling out, as the wave's coming, and let go of my board and dive under. My leg rope will hold the board. But it's just the last resort, and you want to really make sure there's nobody behind you, otherwise your board's going to wash back and hit them.